Hello. Today I wanted to show you what I promised, and that's a review of a Flair 58, and this is the Plus version, so it's there compared to my Profitec drive. And the reason why I want to do that is because a lot of people, and I was the same, had a problem deciding do they want to be more affordable hands-on or by hand controlled device that allows everything except foaming milk, and is it good enough for making good espresso compared to a almost commercial or can be used as a commercial in a small cafe devices like the Profitec. And majority of the reviews were there, but I was not very much convinced at the outputs because it always looked like yeah, maybe it's sponsored, maybe they were paid or they were said to say that or similar. So you cannot trust me because you don't know me, but I'm gonna do my own comparison. And there's gonna be one part of it that I recorded a few days ago in the morning because that's when I get my caffeinated drinks in. And this is now the part I'm gonna make a decaf. And as you all know, decaf is a little bit tougher to extract because you need to grind finer. And there's a little bit of astringency to the flavor. So it's not going to be easy to get it out, but I'll do my best and try to compare the two. Of course, no matter what I do, there's always going to be something that any one of you has every and full right to say, this is not fair because you didn't do this or that. So let me just try to be as honest as possible. Both of these devices were bought, they were not gifted. So this one was bought with my own money. This is my ownership and this is my friend's. So a colleague of mine allowed me or was kind enough to let me use this device for a full week. I've been making some coffees with it, I've been testing it. I have also another camera here in the corner that I'm going to turn on for the close-ups. And you're going to see it. Sorry if the videos are not professional enough. I'm not a professional videographer, I'm doing this as a hobby. And to make sure that we have a repeatable process, I'm going to use the portafilter of the Profitec because it also fits in the Flair. I'm going to use the same screen for the shower, and this one works really well. It gets the job done. I have a MHW 3-bomber temper. Force temper that just breaks in when it reaches the force needed. So this makes sure that I'm applying the same pressure, and I'm going to use the distributor from them to make sure that I do similar even distribution. That's set up because this is set up for the Profitec portafilter. So far using these two tools was really amazing, because it really did elevate my game, because right now I can see when I saturate the puck from the underside that it's all saturated evenly, and before I had distribution problems where, I don't know, the left side would start flowing, the right one would be contained and similar, so there was a little bit of discrepancy there and it was not working as it should. Let me go to the freezer and grab the coffee. So I still have, I think, half a kilo almost. So this is a Colombia San Juero decaffeinated. So you can see here, it's from a coffee shop in Croatia. They roast their own beans. And this should have the flavors of yellow fruits, cinnamon, vanilla, and tobacco. All of very tasty flavors. No one can complain. And I really like them, so that's why I bought it. And since now it's 5 p.m., I really need a decaf because anything else would shoot me off the ground and not allow me to sleep tonight. So I'm going to try to record the whole process of preparing the shot. And then once I get it ready, I'm going to try to put the mirror, the shot mirror, in the proper corner so that you can both together follow the extraction process. For the Profitec, I already wrote in my little book how I do it. So I just need to read out the necessary setup. And I propose to anybody to have something like this. So this is your little book in which you write your, what do you put in, what is your extraction, and what is the grinding size you like to use. And this comes really, really helpful for the situations when you need something to allow you for repeatability and similar. For today, the input is going to be 16.5 grams. I was thinking of maybe increasing it, but I think it's going to be enough for this time for testing it. But I like my coffee with a fuller body, so I'm probably going to start again making 18.5, but 16.5 was pretty good so far, but let's keep it that for today. So what was this? Colombia. Okay, let me see where I wrote it down. That's interesting. So I forgot to write it down, but I think I remember majority of it. The camera is set. I have 16 minutes of material left here to record and the battery is full, so let's start. And now we're recording here. Hello, let me see. Yeah, there it is. It's doing its job properly. So let's get to it. The coffee we have here, it's pretty dark. Actually, I'm going to give you another corner to watch, or this is going to be better for you. Then you don't need to watch at my back. So this is easier for you to do. Okay, let's go. Let's tear it, and then let's put our bear paw in there and try to extract some coffee. To make this an easier process, I propose extraction of some coffee in a... It's gonna be easier, and then I get it back when what I need. So 14, come on, we need 16.5, 16.6, yeah, that's gonna be enough. And it flies off. That's good. Since this is something of a, it's not dark, but it's also not medium. It's somewhere there, but it's dry beans, pretty dry. So they need to have something like a smaller grinding size. So let's dial it in. I'm gonna put 18 because I think that was the size I did it originally at. And let's get this thing grinded. I do have to say, and probably you're asking if the Maza is doing its job properly. It's fantastic. If you need a home grinder that does an awesome job, or it's fantastic, that's the one. By the way, what do you think about my t-shirt? I designed these using AI, of course, but a friend of mine got it for me as a birthday gift and put it on a t-shirt. So maybe I should have a channel where somebody can order something like this. Let's do the puck preparation. So let's get this here. Let's move it a little bit so you see it better. Sorry, guys. There we go. So once I pour the beans in, I hit it a little bit so it doesn't go over the edge. And then I do the I do 3, and then I hit it once more so it lies down. And now you see it's nicely spread within the portafilter. Now I do the first part, so I make sure everything is there. And then this nice sound. And there you go. And when you're clumsy as I am, this happens. We repeat the process. So then I do the and then we do the spread. And then we can knock it properly. And then we put on top our screen. And we flush the the brew head to get all the too warm water out. And then we can do the preparation. I have these nice wide cups. There we go. And we need to be quick. So let me try and get the under area there focused. Maybe not fully, but this should be more than enough to... Oh, and it's pissing out, pouring coffee. So this needs to be corrected because this is not properly done. As you can see, it's complete chaos. So we need to redo the whole thing. Give me a few seconds to clean this up and I'll get back to you guys. Or you can just watch it for a few seconds. Oh my God, what happened here? This never happened before. A little magnet to take this out. And I think there was a channel forming in the middle because we had a problem with the previous extraction. Okay, I'm not going to be ashamed of it. It happens. It's interesting that it happened for the first time, but hey, things do happen. And we're not going to ignore them, we're going to report on them. So when you buy an expensive machine, you're going to spend a lot of time catching the perfect shot. And it's not going to be easy, and it's going to be super frustrating. But trust me guys, once you do it and it gets out right, it's going to be the best cup of coffee you ever had. Cheaper than what you get in the stores, and tastier than what you were used to at having at home up to the point. Okay, let's start the process again, and this time let's try not to mess it up hardly. If the battery goes off or something, we're gonna have one camera, but who cares? We're here to learn and observe. So let's do it again. And don't worry about the beans. I have half a kilo of them to play with. 17.2, too much, we need 16.5, 16.3, 16.5, there it is. Let's go in. Last time it pissed through because we had a hole in the middle, so I'm going to keep it at 18 because I want to see what happens there. And then we'll see. $16.4, and then we're going to use our magic tool. We're going to get in, swipe, pull out, and drop it in. 16.6, so we have a 0.1 gram more. That's because I forgot to use it last time. And before we continue, I see some beans. And I have to use my little vacuum to clean it up because it's bothersome. Okay, let's clean the portafilter in. And let's get things going. So this time I hope it's gonna work without any major issues. So, it's in. Let's shake the beans a little bit. Let's distribute them. 3 presses are enough. There we go. And now we're gonna do the fine distribution. And once we've done that, we do one final click. And once we've done that, we put our cover there. So let's go again. We get the cup. Oh, we have some water left over. We throw that away. We tear it. And now we bring the camera closer so that you, together with me, can see what's happening. Let's get it there. Nice. Let's lock it in and let's turn it on. Ah, much better, isn't it? Let's try to get there a better angle. We're going for 35, or that's it. It ran in 33 seconds, so that's a little bit long, so 18 might be too fine. We should do a tad higher. So we should do, instead of 18, maybe 19, but before we do that, let's see what we got here. Because taste is the only proper way of dealing with it. There. I'm going to stop this camera for now. Hello. So let's see if we can. Yeah, tobacco is there. I think I have a too high temperature for the extraction of this one, because it's giving it a little bit of a bitter flavor. So I'm going to go to reduce, it was 93, I'm going to put it 91. And I'm going to let the temperature come down by, let's first clean the portafilter, and then we're going to lose some water. I think this should help. There we go. Actually, we did quite a good job from the first shot. I'm going to use this cup now, and we're going to do one more. Why? Because I get some bitterness, and I want to try to void it. I'm going to raise it to 20. And as I said, I'm not a professional. I do this in my own free time. And I bought the machine to play around with it and test what I can get out. And you guys are here to enjoy the show. Only one camera there. I'm sparing the battery for the extraction here with the Flair. Okay, 16.4. I forgot to do this part again. Sorry. There we go. Now it's all in, or all out. And let's do one more extraction to see how that one fares. If you hum a song, does YouTube call you for the rights? I hope not. We go there, we put the coupe, we tear it, lock it in, and let's roll. Okay, this is a faster flow, but it's right away getting nice and even. And let's get it there to the proper size. 27, 29, 30, 3, 4, 5. Cut it off. I think you can see it. Let's stir it. And I want to give it a second to breathe so that it can kind of settle and develop properly. Similar to a steak, when you take steak off the grill, you don't want to kind of barge in and chomp it up. You want to let it breathe for a few seconds and then hit it. And while that happens, we can clean our... The puck is nice and clean. And so is now the portafilter. I'm gonna leave it here for a few seconds and we clean this up. Then we get rid of all these beans or the leftovers. What do you do with your leftovers, guys? Do you keep them, throw them away, or do you use them in gardening or something? Okay, since I'm finished with the machine, I'm gonna switch it off. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start the heating process for the Flair. You can hear now, this is the initial sound. I'm going to turn it on and go to the highest warm-up setting. And right away, I'm going to do a switcheroo. So I'm going to use the Profitec portafilter and I'm going to insert it into the Flairs. As I said, I want to make sure I have as many things covered as possible so it's repeatable and that we have the same or similar results. And let's see how Profitec looks with a wooden handle. Not bad at all. Might consider upgrading. Let's see. Let's get back to our coffee. Oh, yeah. That was a good choice. Lowering the temperature. Got rid of some of that bitterness that was here. And grinding at a higher level, allowing for higher flow, also helped. So there's more body, and it's well made. Usually I have a really big problem dialing in decaf because it's just technically a nightmare. But this is a nice drinkable cup of coffee, and I like it. I'm gonna turn on also the heating for the water, and I'm gonna set water to 91. So it's the same temperature we use here for the second shot. We're gonna make the same setup and see if the same grinding level works on the Flair as it does here. My initial presumption based on my playing around and tests is that it doesn't, and it's gonna need a finer grind. But let's see before we continue. I'm gonna pull it a bit forward. I'm gonna have it there. Gonna clean the mirror a bit, and there's always a little bit of mess that you don't do there on purpose, but there's something splashing and spewing around all the time. Okay, am I gonna waste these cups of coffee? No. I'm sorry guys for a long video, but I really want to make sure that you Follow each step. I know for me, I would usually play these videos while watching television or in the parallel or while working, and then I can hear it and just play with it. What else? I'm gonna vacuum a little bit. So the temperature is set. I put it to 91, but for some reason the kettle overheated to 94. I think we have also the signal ready from there. So we're making 2 cups again. So for the first one, we're going to use the deep cup as with this. So they're cross-referenced. So the first one, and then the second one, the fishy tall one. And let's see if we can get it there and see how the flavors are and everything. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds, and then we can go and get it. La 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 la. I hope you guys are having a good day. Mine was nice too, a lot of work to do. And I think we need some more light here. So let me just turn on the lights. Voila. So now there's going to be my shadow running across the area, but I hope it doesn't bother you guys too much. I think we're ready to start the preparation process. What I noticed, and there's one thing that when I use this scale on this background here and I start pressing, it stops working because I think this is inflexing the work table, and for this reason you need to figure out a good solid proper part underneath so it's not going to flex that much and cause problems. So for me the solution is to put this nice big wooden board and hope nothing flies off. I'm not going to use this because it doesn't work well with the scale. But let's put this underneath, and it should give us stability that we are asking for. Okay, now that the machine is heated up, let's get the coffee ready. I'm gonna put these here, and because of the shape of the cups, we know which one was the first and which one was not. Let's try to utilize the second camera a little bit. Okay, there we go. And let's hit record there so you can follow it. Let's tear it. In the morning when I made the video, and I'm gonna add this to this video, there was a problem with the extraction and I messed it up a little bit with the Flair. But you're gonna see that, and please don't laugh too hard. 16.5. Oh yeah, we're keeping, so initially we had it at 18. I'm gonna put it back to 18. So we repeat this with the new machine. 16.2. Let's go in and extract the leftovers. Huh, there it is. We get everything out. Nice. So this little tool they gave us from Mazda, it's really fantastic and really gets the job done. So let's take out the portafilter. Let's prepare everything. Now you see I'm too excited. I made a mistake. I didn't use the dosing funnel, but everything is under control. Worry not. There we go. And let's press it. So the test subject number 1, ready. We lock it in. We get the scale underneath. And let's hope the scale is gonna be good to us this time. There we go. Let me find a better angle for the recording. So this is not gonna be easy. Well, let's try. There we go. Now you should be able to see a little bit underneath there. Okay, let's pour in the water. It's a 91. And let's get the extraction process going. Since I did not use pre-infusion there, I'm not going to use it here also. And we go for the 9 bars. The flow is very nice and gentle. But again, this mini scale is flexing hard. It's already at 35, so we need to stop. So this was a really, really fast extraction process. We need to redo this with a much finer grind, which I know is interesting because this was too fine for the Profitec. And here you can now see that it's too coarse for the Flair, which is kind of interesting to see. I'm gonna put it here aside, let it rest a bit, and while we wait, we need to clean out the leftover. Let's put it there. Let's have this cleaned. So this is the part I don't like. So you have to pour out the rest of the water. So it's clean. It's going to take a little bit of time. See the pressure falling. So not much water left. And once you do that, you can unlock it and pull it out. Let's get out the screen and let's knock out the buck. And because I cannot use the warm water from the machine itself, I'm gonna use the water from my tap to clean it out. And now we can go and prepare a second portafilter and try to dial it in. And this chaotic water is going to be thrown out. But the good thing is that it heated up our second cup. So I'm going to lose this camera for a few seconds and come back to it once we prepare the next dose of coffee. But definitely something nobody warned you about is that you're gonna have a lot of things flying around when it comes to coffee bean powder. And that's like, woo, party. Oh, by the way, I need in the commentary to hear from you guys. Do you like these lengthy videos? that I want to make in a more relaxed way like this, where you can hear me out, discuss with me. I'm going for 15, so 3 down. Since it poured like crazy out, I'm gonna go 14. Or would you rather prefer to have just a short, quick shots showing you quick things? So just leave it down in the comments. And of course, as usual, like, subscribe, or whatever else you prefer or you don't prefer doing. Up. Let's see, 16.3. Let's get in there, rub it out. And there it is. Now we are rounded to full. Really, really fantastic little tool. Gets the job done, gets it in a proper and good way. We forgot to brush this down before using it again. Now it's nice and clean. Okay, maybe not, but now it is. Okay, let's prepare the portafilter. Now let's use the proper tools in a proper manner. A few bits of powder got stuck, but they flew away. Let's lock this in, and let's get the main camera, not the main, but the helping camera in. And let me try to fix the focus and turn it on. Hi, welcome back to our helping camera. Let's get the scale underneath. Now let's pour it in. We are at 9 bars. The flow is nice. And you can feel it falling through. You have to stop for a few seconds to see where we are because we have a scale issue. Ah, there we are. 35 exactly. Fantastic. This looks promising. Let's stir it a little bit. I'm gonna let it rest again. And let's clean the setup. Hello. One thing I'm missing, and that's a glass of water to make sure my palette is nice and clean. Eccola qua. Okay, so we have Profitec first dial in, Flair first dial in. Both are mess, I know it already, but I want to taste them one more time next to each other. And then we have the Profitec, the better one, and then we have the Flair one, which I think is the best extraction we had overall, but let's anyways do it. I fixed your height for there for a second. Oh, very sour now. Under extracted chaos. Whew. Not good, not good, not good. Oh, Lord. This is a punishment because it was rushing through. And this is getting discarded. Ugh. Both equally not dialed in and equally bad. Let's go to the proper ones because, oh Lord, this was horrific. Hello. So this was a dial-in size of, I think, 20 and 91 degrees Celsius. We extracted 16.5 in and 35 out. Why we did a 35, so it's not a 1 to 2, it's a little bit over. Because I found with majority of coffees, when you do 1 to 2 and it's just a little bit over, not to 2.5 directly, you get a nicer output of flavors. I'm not too happy with this cup. It's good, but it's not where it needs to be. So I'm gonna have to play with Profitec to get this dialed in further and get it to a proper place. But now let's check the Flair. The smell is there. It's actually a good shot of espresso. And we managed to dial it in, but we had to go from 20 down to 14. I think it's 6 microns a movement, so that's quite some movement. It's creamy. There's still a little bit of astringency to it, but it's not as bitter as these because these are over extracted there. So I need to fix that one when it comes to Profitec. But to answer the question that I was wondering before I bought this baby, and I'm not regretting it, I still think this, for me, is a better machine. But the Flair 58 Plus can really give you a proper, nice cup of coffee and a good extraction. You, in my opinion, just need to warm it up all the time to 95 and then grade the temperature of the water that you pour in, because there's always going to be some loss there, and I don't have now the devices and the measurement tools to check out the temperatures fully, but based on the taste and everything, I can tell you that this is properly extracted, even though I had trouble with Profitec, and I'm going to just have to spend more time there because I forgot to write it into my little booklet. But I had it dialed in I think a month ago because I wanted a decaf after work, and it was really, really nice. And this comes close to it. Tastes good, tastes okay. It's really good, great shot of espresso. So if you want a cheap espresso machine, relatively cheap espresso machine at home, first buy a good grinder, then invest into the machine. And if you want to have a control over the flow profiles, so the temperature, and also the control over the extraction, when it comes to pressure, you can go with the Flair, and you're going to save up some money, and you're going to get a really good, great tasting coffee. If you're really a coffee aficionado and you want to play around, have the best machine and be ready for and fine and set for 10 or longer years, if you descale properly and service it, then go with a Profitec if you can afford it. But trust me, this is going to give you a very, very nice shot of coffee that you're going to be happy with, and you can still play around. So I think you're really, really covered in this respect. So that's it for today. I hope I didn't bother you too much, but this is going to be a really, really long video, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I decided I want to make a full shot and cut as small portions as possible, because I want you to go through the same process with me and have it there. So that's it for today, guys. Rebranding is coming soon, so I'm going to leave the Panda and everything, but it's not going to be Tech Travel Panda. It might be Tech Coffee Panda, it might be something similar. I want to focus more on coffee and less on gadgets. And I don't want to focus that much on travels, because when I travel, I decided I want to enjoy the moment and be there instead of shooting it all the time and then reliving it on the camera. It's not the same thing. And please drop your comments below. I really want to talk to you guys. I want to discuss and get your inputs. And yeah, give me your advices, things, thoughts. Does anybody else have a similar setup at home? What do you think? Did you have a chance to try either or? It doesn't need to be the same brand, but did you ever try like a manual compared to a semi-automatic? Or the regular Germans would say Siebträger espresso machine. And I really want to hear from you guys. Okay, that's it for today. I cannot drink any more coffee because already had 1, 2, I think 3 or 4 double shots, regular ones today. And now this is the decaf, and my head is ready to tell me that I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Even though it's a decaf, I don't know, but for some reason it has a weird influence on my brain. So, have a wonderful day, guys. Enjoy it and talk to you soon. Cheers.